Welcome back, family. Timo Honda here. I'm your host, Rich, and we're going to be looking at the cover price top 20 for today, Cinco de Mayo 2025, May the 5th. For anybody that doesn't know that Cinco de Mayo is May the 5th in Spanish. All right. And yesterday was May the 4th be with you. um, couple of interesting things that came out as well is if you had a chance to watch on Disney Plus the Tales of the Underworld. Before they had the first year was Tales of the Jedi, then Tales of the Empire, then this is Tales of the Underworld, which was three stories of a three-story episode arc of Asajj Ventress, followed by a three-episode arc of Cad Bane. And I watched all six of them, and honestly, they're really, really good. I thought the Asajj Ventress, I was really hyped for that. It was good. It wasn't as good as I hoped it would be, but it was still good. I would like to see it a little bit more in depth. However, the Cad Bane, which I was not that, like I'm like, oh yeah, I'll watch it. I really, really like that. The old time spaghetti western style, which just fits perfectly. And I don't want to give anything away, but just the style of uh again, it was just good. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. Also, the Thunderbolts I did see on Friday night, and I gotta say, I bought I bought my tickets before everything hit the fan last week, and it was a last minute decision whether or not I was going to go. I mean, I had to go to work anyway. I bought the ticket with the idea that I would just get out of work, go straight over there, and watch that. And if I just wasn't up to it, I wouldn't go. Um, I wound up sucking it up and going, and I'm glad I did. I did enjoy the movie. I do agree. I think it's since Endgame. I think it is one of the probably the best film. It's still. I don't think it's as good as like Winter Soldier and Infinity War and stuff like that. It's not as good as the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but it's approaching it. Um, it absolutely is. I mean, I love Deadpool and Wolverine, but everything about that was moments. If you know what I mean, a series of moments of Easter eggs of things that just make you go, yeah, and you can watch that scene over, that scene over. Thunderbolts, you can actually. I want to watch it again to see the entire movie, to see the story. So, again, no spoilers on anything on this. It just everybody go see it if you want it. If you're interested, it's got my seal of approval. And hopefully they do hit some money on this one because they haven't had the best box office. And um, yeah, I think they did good with it. All right, so we already got Robert Monroe checking in. How's it going? Good evening, Richard, the Coconut family. Good evening to you too, sir. Again, we're going to look at the top 20. That's actually the top 10 and the 10 honorable mention that CovrPrice puts out every single week. If you don't like what's on their list, don't be mad at CovrPrice. They're just reporting what we're doing. This is gathered data from actual sales. If there are some incorrect ones in here, it's because somebody listed it wrong. So again, let's take everything with a grain of salt. We're going to look through this list and see which ones I think are going to go up, going to go down. If it's on the list, it's already hot. Chances are it's going to go down. And at the end, I'm going to pick a boom and a bust. The boom will be the one that I think has the best chance of actually appreciating in value, or of all 20, the one that will depreciate the least, if that makes any sense. And the bust is the one that I think that at this current time, at this current price, is the worst investment on the list. These are all just my opinions. I have no scientific data to back it up with. We're just gonna have some fun with it. And I'd like to hear from you guys if you think that it's going to go up or down. If you think I'm crazy, I'd like to know. Robert says his son saw Thunderbolts opening day and liked it, and he's one of the harshest critics I know. No, it was good. It really was. I'm trying to. Yeah, I don't want to give any spoilers or anything away on this, but they tried to get that same feel like Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's a group of complete incompatible people that just mesh perfectly. Um, they don't quite mesh as perfectly as Guardians of the Galaxy, but they do a good job. The writing is good, and you can tell the style difference of James Gunn. So, um, but overall, though, I thought they did a really good job of it, and I was not disappointed that I spent money, and I may spend money and go see it a second time. It's very very rewatchable. All right, let's jump right into this list. And coming in at number 20, we have the Eddie Brock Carnage, issue number 3, Mike Mayhew 1 in 25. Now, I got to tell you, that is one hell of a cover. Let's be honest. And if anything, anytime a book deserved to be a what do you call it? A virgin variant, that's it right there. Wow. I mean, the amount of work that went into that almost looks like something that would be an artist that somebody hand draws would say, "Screw it, let AI take this one." The detail that's in this, wow. So, but that being said, it's a 1 in 25. It is currently selling for near mint, selling for $70, which is almost 3 times ratio variant. And thanks to JP's Budget Collecting, who's done extensive um, research and numbers tracking on these variants for his top 10 list, which he does also every Monday, which covers the CBSI and Comic Tom lists. If you don't, it usually has to hit 2.5 to 3 times for it to hold value. Now it's at that 2.5, almost 3 times, but I don't know if it's going to hold value. And the reason is there's just way too many Carnage / Venom books out there, and I don't know. April 27th, one sold for $90. It's 70. Very Fine selling for 55. I mean, how many Fine selling for 36? How many of these things got messed up in shipping? And No Grade, which is just people selling copies, which is usually a near mint. I mean, if of a brand new book for 55. So I'm gonna think that just based on the fact that it's a Carnage Venom book, which 99 out of 100 of them drop back down again because there's just too many, I don't think it's going to hold value. I would not mind adding this book to my collection, but I'm not going for it for 70. I think you're going to find it for more like 40, 45 in a few months. So hold off on buying those right now. I think you're going to get it for a better price. Okay. Coming up next on here, we have Inhumans issue number 5, the first cameo appearance of Black Widow, in parentheses, Yelena Belova. And Florence Pugh, I love her. I'm sorry. She is my favorite character. She's my favorite actress in the Thunderbolts. And yeah, she did a great job. I have 2 of these books already. I don't even remember what grades I have of many more. Let's take a quick look. I think I got one graded and one raw. No, they're both graded. I got a 9.4 and a 9.8. Okay. I'm happy with that. I got so many books I can't remember what I got. Jeez. 9.8 did sell in 2021 for $900. Look at that. Jeez. What is it currently selling for? $160 in a 9.8. High grade near mint raws, near mint plus, and near mint regular selling for $55. Now, that being said, I think this book is actually going to come back down again. It's only hot right now because of the movie. Will future appearances cause it to spike again in the future? Yes, I'm sure. Stinger Buns is checking in with us. How's it going up? And I'm sorry, did not mean to pass you by there. 25 Perez. How's it going, sir? I saw Thunderbolts today and really enjoyed it. Good balance of humor and action. Absolutely, yes. And yeah, and it does hit you with some stuff, as Greg used to say, in the feels. So I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was a good rounding the corner into better quality storylines for the MCU. I think this is a good book to get in the future for future appearances of Yelena, but I just don't think that right now, because the movie's hopefully going to gain more steam and continue to sell tickets. We'll know in the second week. I don't think this is really the best time. Definitely don't want to spend 900. I think you're going to be able to get this for more like 130 or so in a 9.8 when the movie comes, leaves, but before it hits streaming services is when you would want to look. So maybe in about 6 weeks or so. Bear in mind that this book does have a lot of dark colors around the fringes, so be alert for those color breaking little ticks that will just knock your grades really far down. If you're just trying to get yourself a good grade and you're not worried about a 9.8, you want to get yourself a nice raw, use those little tiny ticks to your advantage in knocking down the price. Because as you can see, a very fine goes for 26 and an Airman going for 55. There's a big difference there. All right, next up, we have Star Wars Legacy issue number 2 from Dark Horse, the first appearance and origin of Darth Talon. Now, I'm not aware of Darth Talon being anywhere. I did not see his mask in... No, I didn't see his mask in the intro credits for the Tales of the Underworld. And also, that was just yesterday, so it would be too fast for it to hit on the hot list. So I'm not sure what Darth Talon is popping up on this. I mean, we had the Star Wars Celebration. Maybe some news popped out about some kind of story popping out on this. A little bit of a boost in the price, 5% up. Highest grade was 2021, where it 9.8 sold for 500. Now it's currently selling for 145, which is slightly up from the 137. Unless we actually see Darth Talon on the screen, this book won't have any long-term. I mean, yeah, you'll always have these spikes whenever a new book, a new story, a new comic, a new video game comes out and the characters in it. But Near Mint's selling for 32, 9.8 for 145. There was a lot of these printed back then. I know it's Dark Horse, but man, they printed up a lot of Star Wars at that time. I would say whatever is causing it to be on the hot list, just let it pass. And you should see a little bit of a dip in the price on this. And wait till it hits more like 120, 125, 130. Don't spend the 145 on a 9.8. And in Near Mint, you want to get it back down into the 20s before you go shopping. Next one up, we have the Sentry issue number 1. This is the Jay Lee 2000 San Diego Comic-Con, first appearance of the Sentry Robert Reynolds. And it does have that nice San Diego Comic-Con logo on it. Yeah, that's another thing. I like the way they did the character. First appearance of Sentry. Now, what do we have on this? Highest price 2020 was $750 for 9.8. What did we actually sell it for now? $210. Actually, I didn't even think it'd be that high. And that is showing lower than FMV of 221, and that was from 2 days ago. Near Mint's selling for $80, but that was back on April 23rd, prior to the movie's release. So I would think that that's going to be lower now. 9.6 also sold a couple days ago for $99. Yeah. I think people were hyped a little bit about this character coming out, and it caused the price to go up a little bit. But I think look, I'm going to bring myself to full screen on this. I think everybody knew in advance that this character was going to be nerfed, just like they nerfed Thor and they nerfed Hulk. They have to, because otherwise, if you have a team, which even in the trailer, she says, all we do is punch and shoot against somebody that could literally punch and crack the planets, it's not really a fight. So he has to be nerfed somewhat, at least just to give us some kind of action on the screen. So knowing that we did not get the full Sentry, and then we didn't get the full Hulk, and we didn't get the full Thor, I think that people were just kind of reserved a little bit as far as what they were going to pay. So that's my take on that, without trying to spoil anything. But this is definitely going to drop a little bit further, because we don't know where characters are going to go in the movies. But what we currently see is at the peak of its hype, or it's actually a little bit on its downturn lately because once we pass the trailer, it starts to come down a little bit. So if you want to get this, or of course the regular cover A, which looks like Near Mint is selling for 102, I'd rather have this one. I mean, I know that the regular cover is really hard to find in high grade because of that black cover, but I kind of like the one the fact is that this book was at San Diego Comic-Con. I'll never get there. So um but I would still wait on this. I think 9.8s are going to drop back down to like 180, 190 in 6 to 8 weeks, and maybe a little bit longer. And the raws probably drop back down to like 65 to 70 for a near mint. All right, next up we have the Black Widow issue number 1 from 1999, June 1999. This is the first full appearance of Yelena Belova. And I hate when they do this. It's a wraparound cover, so they show it like this. There you go. Now you get to see the entire thing. Honestly, this book is a real pain in the ass to get in a 9.8. Look at how black that cover is. That's going to show everything. And as soon as you get away from the black backgrounds, you've got 2 women dressed in black. So yes, this is a tough book to get. I think it's a great wraparound cover. And honestly, I think that the price on this, look at a 9.8, just sold for $92. Where at FMV, it was $138. 9.6 is, wow, that was back in April, sold for $29. Near Mint Plus selling for $35. Near Mint for $25. Somebody paid $709 for this in 2021. Now, the other one that we were looking at before is the Inhumans. That's the first cameo appearance. That's from March of 99. The first full appearance is this book. So, which again, it's not the greatest cover. There, you can see it there. There is a newsstand version of this as well. This came out 3 months later. It's the first full appearance. I think that this is not a bad price. Under $100 for the first full appearance of Yelena Belova in a 9.8 slab, and that much black on the cover to make it that hard to find the 9.8. That's actually not bad. And just, I think that's actually going to drop a little bit further. And this one's high on my radar for a good price, honestly. Don't expect to get this one signed unless somebody has like a silver pen. Okay. So yeah, this is not a bad one to get. Yes, the Inhumans is a higher price. It is the actual first appearance, but now you're going to have your Hulk 180, Hulk 181 arguments, and which one everybody goes for. Actually, everybody was kind of goes for the Inhumans on that. It's what everybody in their brain associates with the first appearance of Yelena. But this one, I think, actually could take off if the character really becomes popular. And it kind of reminds me of the first appearance of like Nebula and Gamora. Their prices for their first appearances are really not that high, and they're much older books. But I do like this one. I like the character, and I think this she's going to have she's going to be around for a while in the MCU. Next up, we have a really nice look at Something is Killing the Children from last week. It's a 1 in 10 Anwita Citria. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but that's a really, really nice cover. I like that a lot. Unfortunately, it's a 1 in 10 of one of the most popular series out there. So, the stores are going to have plenty of these. Now, what are we actually getting for raws on this? $7 for a near mint. Somebody bought a 9.8 for 70. I would just get the near mint to get the raw for $7. It's a 1 in 10 for under ratio, and it's a beautiful cover. That's not bad at all. Expect to probably pay more like 8 or 9 or 10 right now because it's on the hot list. But yeah, that is gorgeous. And this is another one of those books that you would absolutely try to find this artist at a show and see if you can get them to sign it. I don't know what color you'd want to pick. Probably, I would actually go for this color, yellow green, if I can find that in a marker and have them sign down here or up in the hair or something. I think it would really stand out, just like the eyes. That would look cool, especially if there was a remark or something. But $7, I don't think you can go wrong with that book in a raw. It's beautiful. Next up, we have Bitter Root, the next movement, issue number 2 from last week. This is a 1 in 25, and it is selling for 65. So it's a little over double ratio, 9.8. Somebody pre-ordered this. You see, it was sold on April 5th for 120. It's not hitting triple ratio. It is another ratio. It's a issue number 2 of Bitter Root. So how many stores bought 25 copies of Bitter Root to get this? That's the next question. If every store did it, then it's going to be like kind of like one per store on average. You're looking at about 2,500 copies out there. That's not that rare. Now, what do I always say about Peach Momoko? When she does a full page, not just pictures on a white page or a solid color, I think her work is amazing. And I still stand by that. She has took the time to do everything on this page, and it is gorgeous. So I don't read Bitter Roots. I know a lot of people do, but I think this is going to come down in price. And I would expect this to actually fall quite a lot. I think 9.8s are going to be around 75 to 80 in the long run. And I think your raws are probably going to be selling for more like 20 to 25, right around ratio price, within a couple of months on this. Next up, we have the all new Venom 1 per store surprise. This is the Clayton Crane. Mary Jane is revealed as the all new Venom. It's Mary Jane is this, Mary Jane is Jackpot, Mary Jane is it just makes me think, we don't know what to do with Mary Jane instead of just making a normal story. So let's just put her in anything. And to be perfectly honest, that just looks dumb. I just think that looks dumb. I'm willing to bet the story is probably dumb. A Bitter Root has been optioned. When we're closer to a movie or TV show, the prices of all the books will rise. Absolutely. Just like all of us. The Last of Us. The Bitter Root, when the story, when the TV show or movie or whatever comes, I just say is closer to coming out, the original series, I think, will shoot up. This is a new storyline, the next movement. I don't know if this one's going to be as affected as much. I mean, you'll get some secondary price jumps, but it's going to be the original series of Bitter Root that goes up. Now, if they make a second season, say it's a TV show or a sequel, and it follows the storyline of the next movement, then hey. All right, so what do we got going on this one here? Highest raw was 95 on March 30th. That's a pre-sale, isn't it? Yeah, it came out April 2nd. Oh, not much of a pre-sale, only a couple of days. And now selling for 47, which is below FMV for a near mint plus, but 55 for a near mint. Well, that was back in April 20. So 55, there you go. Down from 95 to 55. Can you say 25? Can you say 20? You'll be able to say that within a couple of months. I think that's where that's going. This is a high candidate for bust of the week, in my opinion. Okay, we got 2 more, then we'll be at the halfway point. Stillwater. Speaking of options, issue number 1, the Aaron Bartling, limited to 500. And again, when somebody takes the time and draws something beautiful, we need to take a moment and say thank you for taking the time and drawing something beautiful. I mean, other than the fact that I think he went to the same school of feet as Rob Liefeld, everything else in this is gorgeous. It kind of looks like hands or feet. Anyway, but it is a Chip Zdarsky book, so his storylines are usually really, really good. And I believe also this one also has been optioned. This one's from 2020. And this is not the only Stillwater on the list, is it? No, we got another one coming up later on in the top 3. 9.8 just sold for $80. and the highest known price was a Raw for 100. Ooh, ouch. Nearman's selling for $18 on this, no grade, and that was on the 28th. It is $80, which is the 9.8, which is the most recent sale, and that was on Friday. This is limited to 500. If we get the show, this is probably a good bet to be much higher price at that time. So, but again, just because it's optioned doesn't mean it's being made. Sometimes a studio may have a story that is very similar to this and that they're already working on, or they just don't want to see it made, so they can purchase the option just so they can bury it. I know it kind of stinks, but that is something that they can do. I mean, you can spend $80 million to make a movie that you never plan on on releasing. Girl. Anyway, but $80 for 9.8 of this cover is not terrible. The Nearmans for 18, I think you could probably do a little better than that. Might be a better way to go. But it is limited to 500, so your options are going to be a little bit trickier in trying to find something. Coming in number 11, which is the halfway point, we have, of course, Thunderbolts, issue number 1. The first cameo appearance of Haley Takahama and first appearance of Dallas Riordan. And if I pronounce those both right, I would be extremely impressed with myself. This is the direct sale, not the newsstand. And I do own one of these. Yeah, I would never sell it because I actually bought this from somebody. And when I received it, I took it out of the bag and noticed that like half the spine on this was split. And I felt, like I told him about it, and he said to just send it back to me, give him the money, but he was a friend of mine. And I'm like, no, don't worry about it. I didn't, it's not like I spent a ton of money on it. I just wanted to let you know you might want to check your other books. Anyway, the Fantastic Four. Robert is so pumped for the Fantastic Four. I think he's very disappointed that I'm not. Anyway, the Thunderbolts number 1, 2021, 9.8 sold for $320. That's because we found out we were getting a Thunderbolts movie. That was 4 years ago. Jeez. 9.8 now is selling for $110, which is up a little bit from FMV. 9.6 for $69, and Nearmint's copies are selling for $20. This book is going to the first appearance cameos really don't do anything for the MCU right now, and the book is hot right now because the movie is out, which means when the movie leaves, the book will drop a little bit in price. So you want to just hold off on that until, if you want to get this book, just don't get it right just right this time, okay? Because it's going to drop down in about 6 to 8 weeks. You're going to see it dropping in price. All right, so we're going to take a quick little intermission to thank all the people that help make this channel possible. The YouTube members and the Patreon members. Patreon link is in the description, and YouTube, if you want to, it's right there. You're on YouTube, so make sure that you like, subscribe, and if you really want to, you could join as a member. Members get premier access to recorded videos, and the Patreon members, we all get together once a month and just have a little shindig, a video chat. And didn't have a fun one last time. Well, you guys did. I didn't, for stuff outside of the Patreon. Let me be clear on that. I was enjoying my time with you guys until such time as other stuff happened. Anyway, I want to say thank you. We're going to be back in 25 seconds with the top 10 itself. Stick around. Yes, that's what Robert's talking about, is the Fantastic Four movie from the 80s. Wasn't supposed to be seen. I saw a VHS bootleg. Well, if I'm not mistaken, the only reason they made that movie, and they didn't care about budget or how good or bad it was just so the studio could maintain the rights to the Fantastic Four. And yeah, I've seen scenes from it. I haven't seen the entire thing. The fact that you sat through the entire VHS, you're good, man. You're good. I couldn't do that. Kenneth Bird checking in. Hi to everybody who is here tonight. Hi to you, sir. How's everything going on in Virginia? All right, so we're gonna jump back into it, and we're right to the number 10 on the list, and we have Summer of Superman special issue number 1. This is the wedding of John Henry Irons and Lana Lang, and this is the cover that everybody. I love it. I just it's gorgeous. It really is gorgeous. The background cover, everything about it is the Supergirl cover. This was the cover B, I believe, and this was the. I love it so much. I picked up 2, one for myself and one for a giveaway, and that was not last week, but the week before. McBonk won that one, and it got sent out. Actually, got sent out today. I did message him that I was very, very late in sending that out, and threw in a couple extra books for my delay. Just too much was going on with me, unfortunately. Yes, that is true. That is true. Um, well, yeah, that is a shame that when you think that you're making something really, really cool, and you're being used basically. You're being paid, but you're hoping that you're gonna, it's gonna um, make something momentous, but instead it becomes, like the Star Wars holiday special. Anyway, this book has cooled off a little bit, but it is still selling decently. The near mints and near mint pluses are selling right around the $23-24 mark, as you see. And these prices are from yesterday. They're still fresh. The 9.8s have cooled a little bit. People were spending 140 for pre-orders on this. It's now down to 100. I think you're gonna be able to find that. You should be able to find that under 100 again. But it's a great, great cover, and I expect this book to have a second little boost when we get the Supergirl movie or a trailer, or there might be something in the Superman movie itself that comes out, like an end credit scene or whatever, that may make this book have a second spike. But I would be looking at, in the long run, a 9.8 of this, more like around the 80 mark. And raws are probably going to be down to, they're not going to drop that much because it's just too damn nice. 18, I'm going to say, is where it's going to fall down to. I don't think the crypto didn't do anything. It's $7. That's Chrissy Zulo though too. By the way, if you ever get a chance to meet Chrissy Zulo in a show, she's an amazing person as well. Yeah, I remember. I think the first book I got from her work was The Last Witch, and that was limited to 500 copies. So I got to get that signed at some point. Anyway, I think it's going to drop a little bit more, but not too much. It's just we got too much stuff with Superman coming up, Supergirl next year, and it's too gorgeous to cover. Okay. But bear in mind that the cover price on this was $6.99, if I remember correctly. Let's see if I can zoom in and see it. Yeah, so it's $7. So there's a big difference between a $3 book going to $20 and a $7 book going for $20. Yeah, and don't say $4. I'm talking about a multiplication factor of 6 or 3. So it's not as super high price as you might think. Coming up next, I practiced the Pin Apocalypse. Oh, shoot. Anyway, Pin Apocalypse, issue number 2. This is the 1 in 15 ratio variant. It's from Massive Comics. Is anybody reading this, or are we just buying it for the for the cover? It's kind of like Gun Honey. I don't know. This came out last week. I already see it's trending downwards. It's $25 for a near mint, but a few days earlier, a very fine sold for $32. Raws sold for $47 on the 30th. So this price really is dropping quite a bit. It's about down by 50% or so in several days. It's a 1 in 15. I think it's going to continue to drop. I mean, there's a lot of, if you're just interested in girly mags, there's girly mags. Uh, so I think it's going to continue to drop. That's the 1 in 15. Here's your 1 in 25 is of the Pin Apocalypse. This is the homage to the movie Bound. It had Jennifer Tilly and Gina Gershon, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let's see. Last recorded sale of $139 for a Raw on May 2nd. Really? Really? I don't see that holding that kind of price at all. I no, I just don't. I mean, it's a good cover, but really? 140 bucks? I'm thinking it should be more like 40 bucks. This is literally 5.5 times ratio price. I just don't see it. I also don't see that many sales. How many sales do they actually have of this book? No, a few. 130, 135, 132, 130, 117, 139, 135, 90. So it hasn't really gone up since the 27th when it hit 135. It's just holding right there. Yeah, I think right now we got a case of FOMO. People are worried about missing it. It's not going up in price. But I really think this one's going to come crashing back down and probably knock the one off and just say 39 bucks. I think that's going to be your long term. Yeah, in my opinion, we have another candidate for bust. All right. Let's move on to the next one. We have G.I. Joe, a real American hero, Duke. And we have foil letter 1 in 25. Now, what are they doing? Different letters. So it's G.I. Joe, Joe, I guess. Let's see if we see the rest of these. I guess maybe each month they had a different letter. I don't know. I don't read G.I. Joe. 1 in 25 came out last week. It's from Image Comics. Oh my God. Really? 80 bucks? Last was 100 bucks on the 30th. Did anybody really care that much about a 1 in 25 G.I. Joe? I mean, maybe if you're trying to. No, it's issue number 1. So it's not like the issue before that had different letters, and I don't see. Maybe issue number 2 was going to have something or something. I don't know. Oh, G.I. Joe, a real American hero, Duke. So maybe other people had other letters, and you can be able to spell out G.I. Joe with the red, white, and blue America on your wall. Look, don't get me wrong. I'm a patriot. I love America. But if that's what people are trying to do, God love them. I'm not doing it. I'll just buy a regular American flag and salute it. Thank you very much. I don't need to spell out, put red, white, and blue in comic books. I'm definitely not going to do it with spending $100 a piece on foil. So if that is people's intentions, then once the people that actually want it get it, then everybody else is going to be stuck with it. This original cover price was $3.99, $80. Yeah. I'm sorry. No. Hell no. With a side order, nah. Nope. $15 in a year. This isn't even going to hold ratio. $15 in a year. It's a number 1 of a G.I. Joe series. Duke is the most popular character. Stores guaranteed ordered a crap load of these things so they could get these 1 in 25 foils. Now, who's selling them? Who's selling so many of them for 130? Comic Tom? All right, next up we have Captain Planet issue number 1, the Mark Spears eBay Live Earth Day Gold Virgin Foil, limited to 422 from Dynamite Entertainment. Okay. First off, it is good art. Not great, but good. Second off, I'm not a big fan of Captain Planet, and I don't know if there's enough people out there that are interested in Captain Planet to really make this go up. Came out April 22nd. See all these pre-releases. Oh, you're gonna be able to buy the regular. So if you just want to have the artwork, which has a yellow background as opposed to a blue background, the blue background, when is that one coming out? I see pre-release. May 7th. In 2 days. You can buy the same exact art with a different color background. Yeah. Okay. So Dynamite Entertainment, eBay Live, limited to 422. I don't think so. All right. So $57 was the last sale 2 days ago. And that was the highest price. You're gonna have a hard, first. You got to find somebody that wants to sell it and has already received it, because something like that you want to have it in hand. 422. There's going to be a little bit of a, as people receive them and start putting them up there. I think this price is going to go up a little bit for the next week, maybe 2 weeks, because the regular book is hitting as well. Stores would love to have that on their shelf showing it, but then in the long run, I see this coming way, way down, being more like a $20 to $25 book in the long run. Because it's Captain Planet, you know? All right. Incredible Hulk 449, the first appearance of the Thunderbolts. I only have a 9.6 in this. Always wanted a 9.8 in it. And I will be buying one in a couple months when this price comes down. But let's see what it's currently selling at, shall we? Oh my God, look at this. Somebody in 2022. Look at this. In 2022, somebody paid $2,160 for a 9.8. Oh my God. I hope at least that was a error and they got a newsstand, which is not that much better. But oh my God. Current price $295 for a for a 9.8, which is up slightly from the FMV, but it will be coming down a little bit. Near Mint Plus, that was back on the 20th. Here we go. Near Mint regular, that's yesterday, $41, which is definitely down from the FMV of 53. So it's already starting its arc to start coming down. Look at this. A fine back in February sold for 65. A fine sold for 65. It shows us because that's the last sale. But 44, 41 for recent sales for better quality books. I can't believe they spent $2,100 on this. 9.6 is 155. That's actually high. Yeah, I got a 9.6. I'm looking at it right now. So I don't feel bad because it's definitely higher than it was about a year ago, my 9.6, but I think it's going to go back down to that. I don't think they're going to keep the name Thunderbolts. They might. I don't think so. Talk more about it as people see it, but I mean, it's got an asterisk in the title of the movie, and you'll find out why when you watch it. But the characters that are in these Thunderbolts is not the same Thunderbolts that you're seeing the movie for. That's the important thing to remember. All these characters that are in here are not in the movie. They're not in the movie Thunderbolts. They're also not created the same. The Thunderbolts here were by Thaddeus Ross, Thunder, and it was his team that he amassed together. So it's got the name, but that's the only thing in common with it. So I really, really think this is a bad investment. I mean, get a 9.8 in 2 months, 3 months when this is under 200. Okay. And again, feel sorry for the 2160 guy. All right. Next up, we have the Wolverine Daniel Warren Johnson, issue number 8. It's the first full appearance of the Adamantine. And this cover, of course, everybody loves this cover. I didn't get it because I'm a ding dong. This is a variant. So the cover A. It's trending down a little bit though. So what do we got here? Near Mint Plus on the 30th sold for 69. Near Mint regular sold for 59 yesterday. 9.8. So that's from 425. So it's already more than a week ago. It's how volatile our market is. So we have to discount that price a little bit and just say that the near mint raw, the most recent prices are trending slightly downwards. It's probably going to, there is a second print coming out for this, and a 1 in 25 on the second print, a virgin variant. That's going to come out with a high price, but it's not going to maintain it because that second print of the regular stores are going to order a bunch of these and get a couple of these. You know, they're going to order enough of the second prints that they're going to get one or two of the virgin, and they're going to be asking well over 100 for that. You're going to see this on that when it comes out on the hot list. This 1 in 25 virgin variant, it's not going to hold that price. So, try to see. There is also another second print here of the cover A. So people are good. Yeah, they're going to be able to buy, say, 25 of these, and get 2 of the 1 in 25s. Yeah, that second print 1 in 25 is really going to hurt the market a little bit there. I like this one, but I think this one's going to drop in price as well. It's not. I think, if I'm pretty sure, I thought I ordered this thing, but I didn't get it. So I guess maybe I was wrong. But yeah, I don't see this one holding. I think this one's probably going to come back down to like 35, 40. Okay, next up, we have that Stillwater #1 from 2020 image. Again, option news on this one. And this is the cover A. And see, we have near mint just sold for 12, near mint plus selling for 13, and the 9.8 selling for 96. These are all very, very, the 96 is today. So 12 and 13 is not a terrible price. Okay, especially if you got a good eye for pulling those 9.8s. I swear I had this book at one point. I don't think I read it though. I'm really wishing I did. It's 2020. I don't even know if I was. I think I bought that. Yeah, because I know I had. No, I remember seeing this one, but I didn't get that one. Okay, never mind. 12.13 is not a bad price to get this book. Just make sure you're getting, a really good copy of it. 96 because it's on the hot list. I'd wait a little bit after this news drops off of everybody's radar and it drops off the hot list. You'll probably be getting this more like 80, 85. Especially since some more people are going to send these in for grading. It's going to get more on the market. So just hold off on this a little bit. Go for the raws. Avoid the 9.8s for the time being. Coming in #2, we have the Ultimate Spider-Man issue #16. Michael Walsh did the cover on this one. It's the first cover appearance of Richard Parker as Spider-Man. And it's kind of nice the way they did that to make it look like a landscape view, but it's not because, we're looking at it straight up and down. He's just crawling sideways. It's not a ratio. This was not the cover A. It's just a cover B. Okay. And what do we have on this? We have $25 for near mints, 23 for near mint plus. No pre-sales of 9.8s. This book came out last week. Did people not? This might have had a spoiler cover or cover not available on the pre-order, so people didn't know that he was going to be on the cover. That happens sometimes when you go to Previews World or you go to get your final order cutoff. You will not see what the cover actually looks like, and sometimes that does drive up the price a little bit. But it's issue #16. I got a feeling there's more of these on the market than people are counting on. So, I don't see it holding price though. I don't see it going up. I just don't see it holding this price. Everybody loves this Ultimate Universe, but where's it going to be in 5 years from now? That's my question. All right, and coming in at #1, what the hell? V-Friends sealed collector pack limited to 3,000. This is a collector comic pack. So this what you see here is like a pack of Pokemon cards, but there is a mini comic inside of it. This is issue #2. Okay, I see the current trend is already down. Highest known price on May 1st, somebody paid 150. Now the most recent price is 64. Okay, this is a card game. Um, I could go and dig out my example on this. Uh, Comic books from card games generally are not a great idea. If it's a new card game, we don't know how well it's going to be received, loved, longevity. If the card company has a problem, if the mechanics break down, people stop playing it. And I'm just going to throw out one word because I still have a sealed copy of number one, which is limited to 1,000 copies of MetaZoo. You remember how that? I don't know if you're familiar. That book shot up like crazy. I actually bought 2 copies sealed of number 1, which is limited to 1,000 copies, and I think I paid 150 for both copies, so $75 each. A few months later, I sold one of them at like 400 bucks. I'm like, this is fine. I get to keep the other one forever, and I've got my and I've made money on this thing, so great. Um, the card game went defunct. It's gone. There are people that are still paying some money for the comic book, and it's still sealed condition because a lot of people opened it up and sent it for grading or read it or whatever. So to have one sealed is kind of difficult to find. But overall, the demand for it is gone, and that happens more times than we would like on any of these comic books that are related to a card game. If it's a comic book, that's a comic book. It's one thing, but be very, very careful. Someday one will take off and become like The Walking Dead. I get it. But the fact that this is trending down 20%, which is one of the biggest ones down, May 1st was 150, now selling for 64. Fair market value is 61. This is just number of sales, quantity of sales. This is not this is not on this list because of it's spiking in price. It's just spiking in demand. And no, this is, I can't say it's going to be my bust of the week because it's already dropped so much. If it was still at 150, I'd say yes. It's already down to 60. So I think this is probably going to, in the long run, you're really going to want to try to find a sealed pack would be something that's really cool to find in 10 years. But right now, no, 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 no. Give it a few months. You're going to find people with still some of these packs still going for $10, $15, maybe 20 bucks. That's it. If the card game is even still interesting or not. Okay. So that is the full list. Now I've got to pick my boom and bust. And I got a little itch. Sorry. I think I got a hair stuck in my glasses and it just keeps tickling the top of my nose. All right. So what's going to be my boom and my bust? All right. I'm going to go right off the bat, pick my bust because this one just irks me. I'm sorry. This irks me so much. I have to pick this. This is a G.I. Joe. Okay. 80 bucks for a 1 in 25 G.I. Joe because it is a foil letter E. Whoop-de-doo. It's a number one. So stores ordered a bunch. There's a bunch of different copies, so they're very easy for them to cover what they needed to. Stores are going to have multiples of these. There's going to be too many of these out there, and they're not going to hold value. This is going to come down to under ratio. It's going to be 20 bucks in no time. It's going to lose 3/4 of its price. And oh my, just should have. Does anybody know what time it is? It's time to give Rich an aneurysm. It's time for Rob to gift 5 Team Ohana memberships. Thank you so much, sir. Oh man, Rob, I missed you this week. I know there was no show, but I was pretty much just sitting home and I'm like, yeah, only slabs. Oh no, there is no only slabs. I needed a show this week, but at least not this week coming, but the week after. I'm gonna be the show. I'm gonna be on Rob's Fast Sex of Comics. Oh, dude, you did a cruise? Awesome. Oh man, it's great when you have like 500 people on a cruise ship that are just what do you call it, waiting on you hand and foot. I hope that's what it was, and you weren't on like the SS Minnow. Anyway, yeah, no, Only Slabs, best show on best comic show on YouTube with the absolute best giveaway box almost every Saturday. Definitely this Saturday at 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, not this week, but the following week, 16th, I'm going to be on. It will be Timo Hana's fifth time, fifth time on that show. And I'm going to be showing 20 slabs. And the midway point, I got a banger. And the final thing that I will be showing, I really think that Rob is going to like. I'm really, really thinking he's going to like that one. So, let me get that banner up and rolling. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I don't read so well anymore. There we go. But yeah, you definitely got to make sure you check out that show. And unlike me, Rob ships his winners worldwide. I'm just the ding dong that only ships to the United States. I will supplement though, if you're outside the United States and you win on New Comic Book Day, I'll just send you the cash value of it. So this way you can get the comic books you like, get different comic books that you if you want, or just use it for anything that you want to. If you want to use it to go buy yourself a dozen eggs, you could do that. So yes, he said it was a cruise ship in. But hit that thumbs up button. He absolutely, thank you so much. Really appreciate you, man. And now, oh, I think it meant, and now hit it. You know what's funny, Rob? I don't know if you do it yourself. You can also click one more like on your own videos. I tried to go through and do that. I'm like, one more. What the heck? It doesn't hurt. Okay. So my bust of the week is that G.I. Joe, the Real American Hero 1 in 25 foil letter. I'm sorry, I'm just not spending $80 for a G.I. Joe just to have the letter E so I can spell out G.I. Joe on my wall. Okay. Now, what am I going to pick for my boom? Either the book that I think is going to go up or at least go down the least on this. You know what? I'm going to pick. Let me see. I think, what's that going for now? Yeah, that's my target. Okay, my target. You call yourself a collector? Hey, did you catch my video of the my CGC free screen unboxing, Rob? I recommended everybody send you copies of It's Jeff. Okay, my pick for boom, and I think again this is high on my radar to get. It's the first full appearance of Yelena Belova in a very, very tough to get 9.8 wraparound, very black cover, showing all imperfections. Where the most recent sale on this was $92 yesterday. So. Oh man. Okay. $92 gets you a 9.8 on this. Is the most recent sale. $29 for a 9.6, but that's back in April. Yeah, I'm absolutely, if I see these right now for going for under 100, the first full appearance of Yelena Belova in a slab 9.8 with looking like that, I think that's worth it. I really think that's worth it. And when this came out in 99, Marvel put out a lot of books, but they didn't put a lot of quality into their books. So finding a 9.8 is not going to be that easy on that. So this is my pick for the best place to put your money this week. And if you don't want to go for the 9.8, a near mint is going for about $25. So if you can find yourself one, if you, like I said, if you've got that good discerning eye that you can pick yourself a beautiful 9.8 candidate and get it for $25, there you go. make sure you're really right on that, because if it is $25 and you spend $30 on the grading between shipping and grading itself, you're in for way more than a 9.6 sells for. So 9.6 selling for 29, fair market value of 44. You might be better off just trying to find a 9.6 that looks like a CPR candidate. But I think a 9.8 is just straight up the best way to go on this particular book. All right, we're going to wrap this up so I can go get some sleep. I actually was taking a nap before this. Guys, I want to apologize again for not being here last week. Not really in the mood to discuss it too much, but I'm trying to get myself to continue moving forward. And I will make sure that I'm here on Wednesday for New Comic Book Day. Got some good books to give away as well. Got to find out what's at the store. I didn't even go to the store last week, and I didn't go on New Comic Book Day. So trying to get myself back into. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Try to get myself back into the groove. And so sometimes it's a little hard when you feel like you're walking through quicksand. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up. I want to say thank you to every single person who joined in, who smashed like, who clicked subscribe, and for the 5 new people that are going to grab those Team Ohana memberships. Yeah, other than that, though, I'm just going to wrap this up. I'm going to say thank you so much for joining. Like, subscribe, notifications, and drop a comment. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think is going to be the boom and the bust of this week's hot list? I want to know. And until I see you in the next video, which will be on Wednesday, hopefully I'll see you there. Mahalo.